Well, because there are community members on the LT as well. Go ahead, Michael.
So my concern, and this is a perfect example, I think, of what's the cause of friction, is that you have employees of the district that are talking about process, and for them, the process is good and everything seems to be in order for them on this issue, but in the community, it's not. The outcome of this is not, the community has been concerned about this, for sure, since I've been on the board, about the way the police are interacting with students.
Right.
And then when I brought it up here, I think we had a good example going on here, how the police then were misused, in this room.
And I agree with that. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you wait till I'm done? And then, I thought we were gonna just, do an exchange instead of interrupting each other, right? Because I've been waiting I'm the one that asked for this to be pulled off the consent agenda, and I was waiting for other people, but I can wait if you have something to say.
Go ahead.
So the concern from the community standpoint, if all this movement was going on in the district, I certainly didn't see it. People in the community didn't see it. And that's when we went to the mayor, people in the community, we went to the legislature and got a bill passed. Clearly, people in the West High community didn't see any movement. They went to the courts. And so what's happening from the community standpoint is we're having to go to the courts, go to the legislature to get things changed for our district. And that shouldn't be happening. And so the insult that happens here is, again, this gets put on the consent agenda when people in the community have been working on this issue independent, absent this board, because it looked like this board wasn't concerned about these issues that were mentioned here. And then, like, I'm part of, anyways, my concern is I support what Rosemary's asking for. I think one way for the community to get involved, it's one thing to have bureaucrats decide that this is what they're gonna do, but we've left out the community completely. And the concerns that the community had, I think, I have several people that have already sent me notes on what they'd like to see changed in this, so I'm not gonna be able to get it done in a meeting. So I'd like to ask that this get sent to the equity leadership team, which is, I don't know if you remember if you were there, but I asked for this a couple months ago that we do that. In this meeting, I asked Mikkel 2 meetings ago, when we were gonna deal with this, and he says,
I don't know, the outreach that they have done on this has been massive, and into the communities, into the community of color. And so it surprises me that, and maybe there are a small group of people that are upset, that you're hearing from Michael, and I appreciate that they're reaching out to you. But I do want to honor, that work that the ACLU has done, because they have. I mean, that has been a massive amount of work and research that they have done. And so,
not to mention years of the DMC committee.
Yes, the DMC committee too, that has been working on this. And so, I mean, so I'm sitting and I'm thinking that, that's kind of a different thing that you're proposing than to pulling it off of the agenda, renegotiating, the MOU, just one sec, renegotiating the MOU. Or are you saying, is that what you're saying? It sounds to me like you're either saying, bring it back and we can, share some experiences or some information in the sharing piece, but are you actually saying also that you would want to have this renegotiated?
I don't know, because I don't know what the issues could or would be. Yeah.
And that's why I think it needs to come off.
Okay.
Because it will only take, if it takes 2 more weeks or we don't look at it till July, I don't see that as an issue.
And so
you cannot predict how long it will take, because
agree.
It's already taken much longer than I think Christina expected.
And
go ahead.
I apologize, and part of the settlement agreement was to work towards this within a certain period of time.
Right.
So, Mr. Clara.
So this is an example of when people of color in the community talk about white privilege and dominant communities that oppress communities of color. Is I'm the only person of color serving on the board. I said, there's communities of color that are concerned about this, people in my community, people that elected me. I mean, I have elementary schools that are 90% ethnic minority, and I'm saying this is a concern. The community did not have input. And then Chrissy turns around and says, no, that's not what, the community of colors, they've had massive input in this and
Michael,
stuff.
that's
And
not fair
let me
to
finish,
say
please.
that.
That's exactly what you said.
That's not what you
And
said.
can I speak without being interrupted? I didn't interrupt you, even though I disagree. Can I finish, please? Chrissy? All right, and then, she said that it's a small amount of people that I'm talking to. And that's not the case. And then everybody's ready to move on because the white lady on the board has
All right.
said that
This kind of comment, this kind of personal comment is out of order.
it's not out of order.
It is out of
You're
order.
out of order because you won't even let me talk, and this is the problem.
We have a
See? All
motion
right, then I'll
on the
just leave.
table. We have a motion on the table.
No, I'm talking, and just because I'm a person of color, and you don't like that,
Because you
you're
are
gonna say I'm out
personally
of order?
insulting other
That's
members of
discriminating.
this,
You're discriminating.
other
Saying that
members
she's
of
white,
this body.
saying that she's white is insulting? How? Explain that to me. Explain that
You
to me.
know perfectly well
No,
that
I
what you're
don't.
insinuating is.
No, I'm making the distinction
All right.
that when she said it as a white lady, you guys go along with that, but when I say it as a person of color, and then you just exasperate this by saying that I'm out of order for talking about race on a school
I
board?
did not say that.
That's exactly, what did you say then?
I said that you're behaving in a personally insulting way to other members
Okay,
of the
well
board.
then you got a problem, if you think
All
that's
right.
insulting.
We have a motion on the table. Are there?
just ask another?
Yes,
I move that we accept the intergovernment agreement between Salt Lake City School District and the Salt Lake City Corporation from the consent agenda on June 7th, 2016.
do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I think we have discussed unless there's anything else to be said. All those in favor of accepting this motion, please say aye. Opposed?
I'm opposed.
I'm opposed and I'm opposed because I think we need to, be courteous to the other members of our community. I think it's just a courtesy to let them see this before we vote on it.
And can I just say a little different? I think we should just be respectful and treat them like human beings and allow them to contribute to this, like, since they're the ones, it's communities of color that are being affected by this. But everybody here is smarter than them.
No, so we will.